Welcome to Volcano Block. This is a questing mod pack developed by the same developer as Antimatter Chemistry, and it includes quite a few mods, and a good chunk of the mods are mods that I've not really played with before. Like looking at this questline here, and especially looking at some of the other questlines to come here, there are quite a lot of items and blocks that I'm not too familiar with. I do notice that we have integrated dynamics installed. That is a mod that I'm familiar with, but I have never used the integrated terminals, which kind of adds like an AE2 style terminal system to integrated dynamics, which I'm very interested to play around with at some point in the future. But essentially, the premise of this mod pack is that we start here on this pool of lava with nothing but some grass, some cobblestone, a questing book, and a wooden knife at our disposal. And so if we check out chapter 1 here, we have So It Begins. I'm stuck here with nothing but this book and this knife. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I guess now, what's that organ called you don't need again? Was it the appendix? Maybe the pancreas? So I believe that what we can do here is we can right-click or shift right-click with the wooden knife to gather ourselves a little bit of flesh, which, you know, is not the most ideal situation in the world, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Okay, so we can craft our flesh into bone meal. Perfect. Next up, we have wooden hoe. Breaking grass, plants, not blocks, will occasionally drop sticks. So presumably here, we want to take our bone meal the ground, and then break this. And occasionally, we're going to get the odd stick. There we go. Okay. That seems doable. I'm assuming the recipe for a hoe is basically the same. It's not. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we can make a regular Minecraft hoe here with 3 sticks, as opposed to the standard recipe of, 2 sticks and 2 planks there. I do also believe that we have like a pretty nifty little system in this pack that allows us to cook food, or cook certain foods, I should say, by throwing them on the lava, but I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself there. For now, at least, let's just try and see if we can't get one more stick here. I am quite hopeful that this should work. I do also notice right out of the gate that we did get sugarcane from breaking grass, which is definitely not the standard for Minecraft. That's definitely a custom recipe right there. But once we have 3 sticks, we can do something like this, and hopefully that's going to get us a hoe. Nice. We will, of course, go ahead and claim our meat patties and our meat kebabs. Presumably, those are going to be a lot better for our health than consuming this flesh here. It does say, not yet eaten, what does it taste like? I'm not gonna lie, I would prefer to not eat this, although, potentially, based on the name of the mod there, we might have to eat this at some point to progress on with the mod itself. For now, though, I think I will stick to the meat kebabs and the meat patties. Either way, speedy crop growth. Hold down shift, in brackets crouch, to accelerate the growth of crops. Isaac, ore excavation is in the pack. Please use it, is what somebody in the Twitch chat said. Let me give that a test. It is indeed. Okay, so by default, I believe that ore excavation is set to the grave key, so you hold down the key underneath escape, and at that point you can, if you hold it down and left click, it will break everything kind of the same type that you break. So in this case, I hold down the button, and then it breaks all of the grass there, which does make our lives a whole lot easier. Thank you very much indeed for that little tidbit there. So I assume we need to get at least 1 more normie seed, and then we need to get 1 Artesia seed, which you can craft from 4 normie seeds. Now, I don't think we actually have to hand in the seeds for this quest, so I think we can first get the 4 seeds, kind of check this off, and then make the Artesia seeds. I think that will work. Of course, now we'll go ahead and break that all at once. Perfect. There's that task complete. And then at that point, we can craft up the Artesia seed, and there we go. That is also that quest complete, unlocking us some bone meal, as well as a guide to unique crops, which is the name of the mod there. Apparently, by GamingOnCaffeine, I can confirm I did not make this mod. It says, hello and welcome to Unique Crops. Here in this book, you will find information on the various different crops and how to grow them. A general rule to remember here is that not all crops will be grown in the same way, so be sure to read up on some of them. Luck favors the prepared, or so they say. Additionally, what they drop may have various amounts of usefulness. It's completely up to you to find out what is good and what is not. So we have 2 pages of seeds, starting with the normie seeds that we already have, and going all the way down to these Feroxia seeds right here. Interesting. So the normie seeds, it says, normalish crops, they can be grown like any other vanilla crop, aside from being one of the ingredients used to craft this book. There's nothing special about them. They randomly drop vanilla crops when harvested. So we need to get 4 baked potatoes. Toss the potatoes in the lava for a quick swim. As I mentioned a second ago, we can kind of cook or maybe burn our potatoes by throwing them into the lava. I'm going to assume that we can get potatoes from our normie seeds, which we have just handed in. So we are going to have to get a few more here. And by handed in, of course, I mean we've crafted them into our Artesia seeds here. So let's see if we can't get a few more. So if we give this a plant, we don't currently have any water, so it might take a little while for this to grow. I am holding shift here to hopefully accelerate the speed at which our crop grows. It does appear to be working, slowly but surely. So once this is grown, we can harvest it. Thankfully, we do have the mod that lets us just right-click to harvest, so we don't have to break and replace, which is quite nice. So we got 2 wheat and 1 carrot. That does lead me to believe that we almost certainly should be able to get potatoes from this. So I assume basically here we want to kind of plant almost as many of these as we can. Let me do a quick bit of reading here on the Artesia seed. These plants are pretty crafty. Then the next step you need to get to in order to craft the other seeds, you'll need 9 of them in a 3x3 square, with the center one being grown last. After that, it's just a matter of dropping the desired ingredients on the top of the center plant, upon which it will automatically try crafting the output once all 9 plants have the ingredients. The order you put the ingredients in doesn't matter. Okay, so we can kind of use these plants, if we get 9 of them, as like an introductory plant-based crafting table, which is an interesting mechanic. I am a little concerned right off the bat with like how much grass we have, because of course ideally we want to get down as many of these normie seeds I think as possible to increase our food generation and increase the effect of our shifting here. But at the same time, the more that we hoe, the less grass we have, and thus the fewer seeds we can get and the fewer sticks we can get going forward. So I don't really want to hoe too much of it until we have an ability, like a way to get more grass or at least more dirt. So there's our first potato. Even though we do have these normie seeds here, which can give us potatoes, we can also just go ahead and plant the potato seed as well and harvest that over and over again. Let me check something here. If I throw this carrot out into the lava, it does indeed cook. Now, getting it back is a different question. That one might just be gone. I think we've basically lost that one. It might come back to us, but I think that one's basically, a lost cause at this point. So I think we want to try and place these down maybe a little bit closer to the edge. There we go. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. You do have to be like right on the line, but if you place them in just the right spot, they do bake. We're also going to have that. Oh, it's coming back. Oh. Come on. You can do it, my friend. You can do it. No, you're going the wrong way. That was so close. I don't think we're getting this back, chat. Okay, I don't think that's coming back just yet. Unfortunately, we were close for a minute, but it's gone further away. That's fine. So we have the 2 more potatoes needed here. Let's throw one down there, and then actually let's just throw both of them down, I guess, and hope that we can cook those both up. There we go. All right, quest complete, baked potatoes. That gets us more bone meal, and finally, a crafting station here. Harvest the Artesia plant to acquire a crafting table. Oh, so if we plant this, grow it, and then just harvest it, we actually get a crafting table on top of the ability to craft with this plant as well. So if we right-click here, okay, so we can't right-click to harvest with this one like we can with these guys, but we can, left-click, break it, and then actually get a crafting table. We do have the crafting station mod installed. Normally this item here, the crafting station, is part of the Tinker's Construct mod. We don't have Tinker's Construct installed, unfortunately, but we do have the mod, like a mod dedicated to just adding the crafting station from Tinker's Construct to this mod pack. And basically the crafting station is a regular crafting table, but you can leave your items in there and things don't spew out all over the floor if you leave them in the crafting station, while you walk away, which is pretty neat. So that gets us yet more bone meal, and I do see that we're pretty close to unlocking the ability to get more grass blocks here, which I'm looking forward to. So we have a drying basin. The quest wants us to hand in 1 drying basin, 1 oak bucket, and 1 hay bale. So the hay bale, of course, a bunch of hay, aka wheat. The drying basin is made with 7 sticks, and then the oak bucket is 3 sticks as well. Okay, that all seems very doable. We are going to have to get some more sticks here, but that shouldn't be too difficult for us. And this is kind of the main reason why I've kept all this grass here and not really expanded out our farming situation too much just yet. And that is 9 sticks, which is more than enough here to get the basin going. Perfect. And then wheat-wise, we currently have 5 wheat, so we are going to have to get a little bit more going here. But I do think we can probably look at expanding out our kind of farming setup just a smidge. And at this point in time, we can probably also replace those potatoes there with yet more normie seeds, because we don't really need any more potatoes now because we've handed in that quest. Although I do assume that potatoes are probably going to be a pretty good source of food for us going forward. While we do, of course, have these kind of 2 meat-based food items over here, we are going to consume those and run out eventually. And at that point, I assume that the baked potatoes are probably going to be our best source for the future. So 9 wheat later, and we can make our first hay bale here, at which point that does complete this quest. And then, if we want to actually make grass blocks, we can craft, I see, 4 wheat into 1 grass block. That is actually incredibly useful, and is going to allow us to expand out this platform quite quickly, actually. I do also see cobblestone here. Cobblestone might be a faster way of generating like a bigger platform for us. It does, however, appear that we do have to go through kind of the grass block here to get to the cobblestone quest. So we'll go for this one first. If we're going to get 5 grass blocks, that does mean we need 20 wheat. We could probably... I do notice that we have wheat seeds. I don't know if we can craft wheat into seeds. We totally can. I'm thinking, at this point in time, it's probably worth just getting a bunch of wheat seeds and then using all of those to really accelerate the speed at which we're getting more wheat. And we don't really have to worry too much about our grass blocks now, because we can obviously just get a ton of wheat and then use that to make really as many grass blocks as we like. So once we have 21 wheat, we can craft those 5 grass blocks there, thus completing this quest right here and getting some more bone meal. Perfect. We then do have this quest, the plant crafting quest, to get 9 Artesia seeds, which should now be pretty doable. We do have 61 normie seeds ready to go, so we can go ahead and grab, I guess, 8 of these, because we already have 1, of course, in our inventory, at which point we'll claim our reward. I assume we're actually going to have to use it. So it says, refer to your unique crops guidebook entry on Artesia plants if you're interested or if you're having trouble creating this seed. So to make a cobblestone seed, we need 5 grass and 4 normie seeds. The catch, of course, here is that we have to craft this in the seed crafting recipe, so we have to use these Artesia plants. So let's go and get rid of 9 of these. We'll then plant down 8 of these seeds. If I remember correctly, the book did specify that the middle plant has to go down last. We do, of course, have our bone meal here. I don't know how, like, if we should be using the bone meal like this to accelerate growth when we do have the ability to shift, although it does definitely decrease the amount of time that we have to spend waiting for these plants to grow, which is always nice. And we should also, I guess, continue to harvest all these whenever we can, because we are still going to need a ton of wheat if we want to get a reasonably sized platform at any time soon. The chat does make a good point that we do have basically infinite bone meal, in that we can use our knife, which maybe we can make a new one of. Yeah, you can make a new one, but we do need planks. Right now we don't have any planks. Nor a way to make them, I don't think. Let me check that. Yeah, unfortunately not. I assume we will get a way to make these fairly soon. But as for right now, we do have this knife, which we can use to generate... Oh no, that's very bad. Okay, well, that's a lesson for the future. Don't use the knife so close to the lava. Thankfully, we do have the grave mod installed, so we can come over and just right-click there to get our stuff back. In the future, shift right-click in the middle, And at that point, what we can do is we can craft our flesh, of course, into bone meal, and then we can use things like these baked potatoes here to regenerate our hunger, thus allowing us to use the knife more often and get more bone meal going forward, right? So it looks like all of these are fully grown, which is perfect. So let's put down the final one right here, and then we'll go ahead and bone meal that up to full growth, at which point, if we drop on it 5 grass seeds, and then was it 4 normie seeds? It was. So if we drop 5 grass seeds and 4 normie seeds, those get eaten up, and as a result, we get a Cobblestone seed. Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and consult the guide here, because as it mentioned, not all crops are created equal. Some are made in different ways. So Cobblestone is right at the bottom here. It says, hardy plants. They may look a little bit rocky, but they can prove to be quite useful in some circumstances. Once fully grown, you may have water on one side of the soil it is on, and lava on the opposite side for free cobblestone being given out at random. So we can essentially make a cobblestone generator using this Cobblestone seed here. Interesting. We do also, of course, have a quest here to generate water. Putting hay blocks into the drying basin will yield water. Of course, that's why we have this guy right here. So if we throw you down, we now need to get 8 hay. We currently have, 9 hay. We currently have 8. So if we can just get one of these fully grown, we can then craft up the 9 wheat into 1 hay bale. We can then put that into the drying basin. Another feature of the crafting station is that you can access adjacent inventories. So, for example, we can access the slot inside the drying basin from over here to the point where I think we can just put this in like so. We totally can. You can also just right-click it in if it's not next to your crafting station, at which point the drying basin is then going to slowly but surely eat away at that hay bale. And don't question the science here. I'm not quite sure what the logic is and how we get water from hay, but it should momentarily produce water, at which point we can pour that out with our bucket here. And then if we put that down next to the Cobblestone seed, we should be good to go. So it says there has to be water on one side of the soil and lava on the other. I think we're going to need some more grass blocks here if we're going to make this happen. And although we might need these Artesia seeds going forward, I am going to go ahead and break them for now. We can always replant those in the future. For now, I do want to get like a lot more wheat so we can make more blocks here. And I think we can set up a little area kind of over here where we can get our cobblestone generator up and running. So once we have 4 grass blocks, I'm kind of thinking if we do something like this, where we like kind of dig out a space right here. Oh, I would have liked to get that back, but that's fine. And then we do this. We are going to produce obsidian at the bottom there, but that should allow us at that point to place down our Cobblestone seed right here. At which point, if we then move to the safe center of the island to use the knife, generate some more bone meal, and quickly give this a growth spurt, I'm hopeful that will then begin to produce cobblestone. It totally does. Okay, so it even looks like it benefits from kind of the growth speed. I assume if we just leave that, it might produce cobblestone on its own. I'm being told it does produce cobblestone slowly on its own, but us coming over here and holding shift does accelerate the process, and that's giving us a ton of cobblestone. So now we can expand out this platform really as much as we'd like. Also, we can, of course, at this point in time, also grab the water here and do something a little like that if we wanted to expand out our just movable area here. Because in general, I think for the sake of efficiency, we probably want to have things like our drying basin and our crafting station, over here to kind of keep space. And also, I did almost lose my cobblestone seed there, which was a bit of a mistake. But we do want to kind of move everything off the grass to free up more space for growing seeds, right? Also, I have ruined this a little bit now that I've done that because our lava is gone. However, that should be a fairly easy thing for me to fix. Perfect. So we now have the cobblestone bank up and running again in a slightly different location, and we also have a ton of space over here. For now, I will fill this in with cobblestone, although we could dig that out for other purposes in the future. So let's take a quick look again in the quest book and see what is up next. And in fact, actually, the Twitch chat does make a pretty good point in that we can probably go ahead. And actually, the range on this is crazy. Just holding shift over here increases the growth speed of that cobblestone. That is very interesting. But the good point that is being made in the Twitch chat is one that I should get rid of my death point. So let's go ahead and remove that. You can press J, by the way, to open up the map settings like that. But what we can also do is get another bucket of water to produce an unlimited water source. At which point, we're not really, like, if something did happen to this bit of water, we can always just go ahead and get another piece. We don't have to go through the whole process of getting wheat again, which is going to make life a lot easier. So for now, at least, we'll go ahead and take out the free stick, which is always nice to have. And I guess we'll do it over... Oh, we can't really do it over here because we don't have a pickaxe. Is there a quest coming up for a pickaxe? There is indeed. However, the first quest before that is to get 64 cobblestone. We currently have 59. So 5 more here. And there we go. Cobbleonia fruit is complete. We get more grass and a builder's wand. Perfect. And then if we wanted to make a stone pickaxe, it's just as simple, of course, as crafting together 2 sticks and 3 cobble. Perfect. So, yeah, I think what we'll do for now is probably... I guess we can actually put the unlimited water source maybe over here, potentially. Now that I think about it, I was going to put it over here, but I think it maybe makes a little bit more sense to have it over here. If we kind of get rid of these blocks and then just do this and this, we can then cover that up. And then we have that unlimited water source right there. And if we wanted to, we could add more, you know, cobbleonia plants nearby in the future. Don't love that farmland being there, but for now it's going to have to do where it is. Oh, we should also make the hoe, actually, for the quest there, just to tick that off. Perfect. Next up, though, we have primitive storage. I was just about to say we currently don't have anything that resembles a chest. And as luck would have it, we do have this cobblestone chest here from the stone chest mod, which we can make with essentially a bunch of cobblestone. So if we do this, we can make these cobblestone parts. And then if we get 4 of those, we can craft those into a cobblestone chest, which I'm really hoping is the same size as a regular Minecraft chest. It totally is. Perfect. Can we do this? We can. So if you hold shift and press left click, you can move like all of your main inventory into another inventory like this. You can also do it with your hotbar as well if you do the same thing, shift and left click, or sorry, spacebar and left click. I will go ahead and make another one here. I don't know if we can connect them like you can with regular Minecraft chests. They totally do combine into a double chest, which is fantastic. That is very nice. I would also very much so like to get a cobblestone axe if we can. It does appear that we are out of sticks, which is a little unfortunate because currently the main method for getting sticks is using this grass here, which now we really don't have that much of. So getting those is going to be a little more tricky than it otherwise would be. Although we should probably look at expanding out our grass area in general. So no luck on getting the sticks from bone meal, but chat has pointed out that we can, of course, get sticks from the drying basin here, albeit in a somewhat less than efficient way. So once we have 2 sticks, we can then go ahead and do something like this. Perfect. That gets us an axe, at which point we can move both of these guys over to our new little obsidian area, and that should give us all of our grass space, essentially, to either bone meal or to plant more crops, which is very nice indeed. So now that we have the cobblestone, this quest wants us to hand in 1 regular furnace and then 4 beet charcoal. So the regular furnace, of course, is a standard Minecraft recipe. This is going to drive me insane, by the way, the fact that these just kind of spew out randomly over time. But so we just have to deal with that, I guess. But over here, we can make a regular Minecraft furnace. And then I believe that we can, if we want, smelt beetroot into beet charcoal, which we can then use as a fuel in the furnace. But also, I'm fairly certain that we can just go ahead and throw the beetroot down, much like we did with the carrot earlier. And that should kind of cook itself into beetroot charcoal. And that's much, much quicker than trying to smelt the beets in the furnace here. And on top of that, it does also give us a beet charcoal, which has a burn time of 600 ticks, which I believe is basically not quite as good as regular charcoal. It's about a third as good. How good is like oak planks? It's about equivalent to 2 oak planks worth of burn time per beet charcoal there. So we might want to get some beets growing at some point as well. I imagine what we probably want to do is have like a few quite large farms, you know, one for wheat seeds, one for beetroot seeds, maybe one for normie seeds. But for now, though, let's have a look at the next quest on here. Easier sticks. At this point, if you're having trouble getting sticks, you can make heavy shears, harvest grass plants with them, and craft them into sticks. Ooh, okay. I would very much so like to get this because we did have a little bit of a tough time getting sticks a moment ago. We ended up having to get 2 hay bales, which is, you know, 18 wheat just to make 2 sticks, which was pretty pricey. If we want to get heavy shears, we need 2 heavy ingots. The heavy ingots can be acquired by smelting a heavy mix lump, which you can get either in a scientific calculator, which unfortunately we don't have yet. Alternatively, you can make it in a regular crafting table with cobblestone, some form of charcoal. You can get egg charcoal, that's insane, and dirt. We only need 2, right? So essentially we need 2 dirt, 2 beet charcoal, and 2 stone. That seems very doable. Let's go ahead and throw some cobblestone in there. For now, we'll just do the 1 beet charcoal. I think that should be enough to do at least 2 cobblestone. Dirt-wise, we could, of course, go ahead and throw down this grass that we have here. And then break that for the dirt. Perfect. And at that point, all we need then is 2 bits of charcoal, which, of course, we have in beet form there. And so if we combine all that up in here, boom and boom, we should then be able to go ahead and smelt those up. At this point, we are definitely going to have to put in an extra bit of charcoal there. Let me do a quick check on what we can make into charcoal. So we can make apples, beets, chorus fruit, potatoes. How do we get potato charcoal? You have to cook it. Interesting. Oh, actually, maybe you could just throw baked potatoes down again? Let me test that real quick. If I drop a baked potato on the ground here, does that become potato? Nope, that just burns. Okay, so you can't, unfortunately, make potato charcoal in the same way that you can beet charcoal and carrot charcoal. But there is also sugarcane charcoal, bread charcoal, egg charcoal, melon charcoal, a charcoal chunk, and then, of course, all the regular charcoals as well. Okay. We do now, though, have the heavy ingots, and that's going to get us the heavy shears. And so at that point, if we harvest grass plants with them, we can craft those into sticks. So I assume what we have to do here is we have to get a bone meal, use that bone meal here, and then shear this, at which point we can then craft this into sticks. We can, but we need 2 to make a stick. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And that's actually not going to be too bad whatsoever. That's going to make getting sticks a lot easier. So crushing blocks. This quest is brought to you by gravity. Alternative to breaking this block every time you want to move it, you can pick it up with shift right click. Ooh, okay, so we can actually use the carry-on mod, which I assume we can use for this as well. Yeah, okay, so any block, most blocks at least, you can shift right click to move them. Particularly useful with something like chests here. You can kind of just move those back and forth like so. But for this one here, it wants us to make a crushing block, which is 3 stone, 2 cobblestone, 3 heavy ingots, and then a block of heavy ingots. So we need 12 heavy ingots in total if we're going to get that going there. That's quite a bit, but it doesn't seem undoable. It does mean we're going to have to get 12 dirt, which is a bunch of wheat. And then on top of that, we also need a bunch of stone, which is easy. And then a bunch of charcoal. Okay, I guess we'll start with the wheat here, and I am going to go ahead and basically get rid of all of these normie seeds now and go for a full wheat field here to really speed up the rate at which we gather wheat. So 12 grass later, we can craft that directly into dirt, which saves us having to throw it down. We're almost there on the stone. The only thing that we're missing, I guess, is all of the charcoal, right? We can make 10 charcoal carrots here. And this is kind of the main reason why we want to keep the normie seeds down, I guess, to get more fuel like this. So once we have the stone, we should then be able to go ahead and craft you, and you together. Although I do want to keep 4 of these carrots back for this quest here. So I will go ahead and drop down 2 beets. I'll try and drop down 2 beets to get the final 2 pieces of charcoal there. At which point we should have all of the heavy metal. We'll go and smelt that all up. But once that is smelted, we should be pretty much good to go actually on the old gravity block, which I have forgotten the name of. Let's take a quick check here. It is the crushing block. Okay, I'll go ahead and bookmark that. If you hover over something and press A, it will keep it locked in the top left here, so you can just click on it to get the recipe, you know, more quickly in the future. We should probably also make a second furnace, just for the sake of speed, because we do also need a little bit of regular stone as well for this recipe. We do now have all of our heavy ingots, so let's go ahead and craft up a heavy block, and then let's combine that up with the remainder of the ingots, some cobblestone and some stone, to make the crushing block, aka the gravity block there. At which point we get some more bone meal and the Book of the Well quest from Hearth, which is a mod that I have yet to play with, but I'm interested to check out here. So, does it give us any information about this guy? It does. Crushing converts entities into dust or crystals into shards. So we can crush cobblestone into stone dust, toss your item on the ground and place the crushing block in the world above them. It will fall, like sand, and crush what's below. And then there's a couple of recipes here that we can see, and I assume those are also available in JEI as well. They totally are. Perfect. So if we did something like this, I'm just putting this cobblestone down to give me something to put the block against, and then we did this. That doesn't work. I assume it has to be at least one block further up here. Like that. Oh, I bet we have to put like the cobblestone down as an item, right? Not as a block. Like this. That makes a lot more sense than what I was trying to do. Perfect. Okay. And as the quest book did point out, what we can do is we can do this. So we can kind of just drop a bunch of cobblestone, grab this with shift right click, place it up here, and then it will drop down and produce a bunch of dust for us. Perfect. Okay, that is actually fairly easy. We do then have the glass quest. We also have this EULA seed quest, but it does require that we kind of go around this way. However, to get this guy, we need that 4 string. And as of right now, we don't have a Flax Seed. So I think what I am probably going to do, alongside just throwing some cobblestone out here, is I'm probably going to try and get a bunch more grass so we can try and bone meal that grass for seeds. And I think in general, we do want a bunch more grass, because I think I'm going to try and get a much bigger farming area up and running. Because, of course, the more farming area we have, the more, you know, seeds we can plant, the more wheat we can generate more quickly, and the more farming area we can get, right? We can kind of accelerate the rate at which we get grass by just getting more grass, if that makes sense. So I think what we'll do is we'll break this cobblestone here, and we'll start expanding out the grass area this way. So I'm kind of partway through this much bigger wheat farm that I'm trying to set up, or much bigger just farm in general. That I'm trying to set up. We can, of course, use it for more things than just wheat. But we do now have what I think is probably enough grass over here to where we can try and get some more flax seeds. I am eventually going to hoe this grass into, you know, farmland for more crops. But for now, at least, that was way too close, Isaac. I should have definitely checked my health levels there before going in for that. But before I do go ahead and turn this into farmland, I would like to try and get some flax seeds here for that quest that we've yet to complete. There we go. So there's our flax seed. Let's try and get 4 string, I guess. So that's 4 string, actually. That's perfect. It only took 2 growths of the flax seed there, which is very nice indeed. And we can, of course, use more flax seeds in the future. We did get one back there, which is also very nice. At that point, we should actually have everything it takes to make this seed over here. Yeah, we do have, I believe, 1 spare Artesia seed. And in fact, actually, we'll leave those in there because we might need to use those in the future. We do have more than enough normie seeds here to get another one. At which point, we can then go to our crafting station and go ahead and just throw together one of these pixel root seeds. Oh, it has to be done in the Artesia plant. Okay, we'll come back to that one in just a second here once we have these seeds back up and running again. For now, I am going to begin building a much larger farm here. So we now have, chat, the ability to hoe all of this remaining grass here, and what we're left with is a giant 9x9 farming area. There are a couple of pieces of obsidian, both here and here, that are kind of interfering with that farming area. We will, of course, go ahead and break those at some point in the future when we have the ability to do so. But for now, we have a huge farming area which means if we wanted to, we could, do what we've done here and harvest a ton of wheat. It is all being hydrated. We do have one water source block in the middle there. So now if we stand somewhat close to the center, we should be able to accelerate the growth of basically all of this wheat here and just get a ton of wheat nice and quickly. As I was saying to the Twitch chat, I really don't think we're going to keep it as entirely wheat. Of course, right now, grass was the thing I was trying to make, which is why it's all currently set to wheat. But going forward, we could split this up maybe into 4 quadrants. Maybe have 1 quadrant for wheat, 1 quadrant for normie seeds, maybe another quadrant for flax if we need a lot of string going forward, and really just any other plants that we need. But we now do have a much larger area, and I think, we can also go ahead and just get a bunch of grass as well, and kind of set up another fairly large area close by of just grass in case we do need to do any more bone mealing in the future as well. That does seem like it could also be a pretty good idea. For example, if we could get up to maybe 25 grass blocks here, we could set up a little 5x5 platform, maybe just behind our furnaces for any bone mealing we might have to do. Something like this, so that, in case we need to get either A, more seeds, or B, more sticks, we could just come over here, do something like this, and then if we needed seeds, we could just go ahead and harvest it all. If we needed sticks, we could bone meal again, grab our heavy shears, and then do something like this. And I believe we can use ore excavation with the shears. You can, perfect. So again, just hold down the button and then left click, and then we can just craft those all up like so. Nice. So that should be useful for the future. For now, let's get rid of all of these seeds that we've got. Let's go ahead and see if we can't make, I guess, that pixel seed that we were looking at earlier. So it was 4 charcoal carrots, which we have. We also needed 4 string and then 1 Artesia seed. And of course, we had to do that in the actual Artesia crafting plant. So let's go ahead and clear out 9 wheat seeds here and then replant these guys for crafting. So I can make torches out of charcoal items by the looks of it. Can I use a charcoal carrot here? I can, nice. We are having a few light level issues, I think, right here, preventing our Artesia seeds from growing. So once we have this reset up again, if we drop in the 4 carrots, along with the 4 string and the 1 Artesia seed, so we'll do 4 carrots, those get eaten up, perfect. And we'll take our 4 string, and then this guy, and boom, we get the pixel seed. Nice. Again, let's take a quick peek inside of the guide here, because I assume much like all the other seeds, this will have its own unique quirks to it. So if we're going to work with this guy, pixel plants, starting from the default 16x16 textures, these crops will gradually get more and more high definition as they grow. Interesting. I have no idea if that's going to be useful at all, but let's give it a try, shall we? So as these grow, they become more high definition. Look at that. What in the world? So that's the fully grown HD high definition pixel flower right there. And as a result, we get pixel debris, and we also get another shoot there. So the debris can be used to craft pixel glasses if you craft them with 3D glasses. We can also make primordium, and we can also use it to make Soulus seeds as well. Okay, I don't know how useful those are right now, but they are required to progress on this way. Actually, look at that. The Soulus seeds are required here. So it says that Soulus plants will occasionally grow at Y level 103 plus and in range of a light source. Break grass, plants not blocks, to find sugarcane. So we need 4 pixel debris, 4 sugarcane, and then another one of these Artesia seeds. That actually seems very doable. We are going to have to go through a couple of iterations of this super high definition plant here, but that seems perfectly fine. So let's craft some sugarcane. Let's take these 4 pixel debris that we now have, and then that combined up with just 1 Artesia seed, and we should be good to go. So once again, we'll take 4 normie seeds. We do have almost a stack of them there, which is perfect. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And there we go. We get the Soulus seed. Interesting. So the quest book did tell us that we have to put these up above Y level 103, which is why we've been given these stone ladders, presumably. But also, let's check out the book as well, because this might also shine a little bit of extra light onto the matter. These crops like being planted in high places, usually on mountains. Also, the higher up they are planted, the faster they can grow when receiving growth ticks. Okay, so it doesn't tell us what we get from the seed, just that we have to plant it nice and high up. So right now, it's kind of hard to see under the minimap there, but we are at Y level 61. Let me quickly head on over into my minimap preset options and let me make that font quite a bit bigger. There we go. So you can see under the minimap, we're at Y level 61. We need to get to Y level 103. Now, we can make more stone ladders. However, it does require yet more stone. The 32 that we have here are going to take us up to like level 94, 93. So we're definitely going to need more than that. I do believe, yeah, that these ladders here, they're from the Speedy Ladders mod. So I do assume they're going to be faster than regular ladders. And that kind of has me thinking that maybe it might not be a terrible idea. One, to not get stuck in the lava, but also to maybe smelt up some more stone to make some more of these ladders. You do make them in sets of 8, and they're not too difficult to make. However, we are running a little low on things that we can make into fuel. The Twitch chat has recommended to me that we should potentially look at getting some cobblestone walls and using those as kind of a way to kind of safely generate flammable items. I think what they're trying to get at here is that if we do something like this, we can then throw items like the melon at this stick and they will burn with 0 chance of falling in the lava and 0 chance of bouncing away like that carrot that we saw earlier in the stream. And then we can, of course, go ahead and use that to smelt, as much cobblestone as we like. If we're going to start smelting a lot of things, I think it definitely makes a good deal of sense for us to dedicate at least one quadrant of our farm here to normie seeds, just so we can keep getting more, melons, carrots, beets, etc. So a little bit of harvesting there, and we do now have more beets and carrots, and we can always come back, of course, in the future to get yet more if we'd like them. How are we doing over here? We have our first 8. I guess we'll take those, and we'll start building the ladder here, and we'll see what we get. So 40 is going to take us up to 101. That actually puts us pretty close to where we want to be. So I think what we will do, I think we'll move this setup here. I call it a setup. It's 2 cobblestone and 1 crushing block. It's not really too much of a setup, but we'll move this, I think, for now. And we'll have our cobblestone pillar that goes up to Y level 103, maybe just like over here. In hindsight, I probably should have built this closer to my unlimited water source, so I had an easier way to get down if I needed to. So this is Y level 103. This is where we need to be in the future. I don't know if I can place these ladders down effectively as I descend. And there we go. So we now have a ladder that goes all the way up to this Y level right here. So if we're going to plant our Cobblestone Seed, we're almost certainly going to have to get some dirt down. This is Y level 103, but I'm going to go like 1 block up here just to be on the safe side. If we then hoe this and then plant down our seed, we can then hold shift, presumably. It does say it needs a light level, right? Like it does say, yeah, it does say here it needs to be in range of a light source. So I will put down a torch right here. And hopefully that's going to, give us the ability to grow this seed. I'm not quite sure what we're going to get from this. And there we go. So we get a golden rod, or golden rods, harvested from Cobblestone Seeds. And we also got some more Cobblestone Seeds as well. We need to get 3 of these. Is there anything I can use these for? We can make golden bread, which doesn't seem particularly great, but I guess is another food item for us to have. We can make a golden rod, and we can also use it to craft invisibilia seeds, which I assume maybe I needed at some point going forward here. The next quest after that requires 2 blackened bone meal, which we make by burning bone meal by the looks of it. Interesting. Okay, I don't know if we necessarily need... oh, I see. So we do need to get the golden rod. That makes sense. That's why we need this here. I was going to say this doesn't seem like it needs this, but we do need the golden rod. Can we fish for blaze rods? Is that the idea here? A fishing rod, but for lava. Cast your golden rod out into the lava, and occasionally you'll get blaze rods. Wow. At which point we can then craft those EULA seeds. That is an interesting mechanic, to say the least. This is a terrifying place to be trying to shift to place down more dirt here, but I will put down these 2 more Soulus seeds that we have to hopefully get more golden rods more quickly. And there we go. There's 3 golden rods. Is that the exact number we need for the fishing rod here? It is. Okay, that's perfect. So we'll go ahead and claim that, and then we'll try and get back down without dying here. Beautiful. So we are currently missing the string we need, but that's fine. We do, of course, have the flax seeds required, and for now we'll put those, I guess, here and here. That should get us some string nice and quickly. While we wait for that, though, we do also have to, of course, look at getting the blackened bone meal for the next quest. We also need 2 string for that as well. So for the blackened bone meal, we're going to have to get yet another one of the flesh pieces. I am going to eat before I do that, because I think we are a little bit low on the old health front here, which is less than ideal. So I'm assuming that if we just throw down 2 of these over here, that gets us 2 blackened bone meal. Perfect. At that point, we can come on back over here and use, I guess, one of the bone meals on making this flax grow just a little bit faster. Boom and boom. And there we go. We have all of the string required. So if we do something like this and like this... oh, that doesn't work, eh? Oh, it has to be magma string, which you get by combining string with that blackened bone meal. That makes a lot of sense. So we'll get 2 of you, at which point we can then combine the magma string with our golden rod to make the actual golden rod from combustive fishing. And then now we're looking for blaze rod. So if I just cast this out into the lava, I don't exactly know what we're looking for. I assume we'll see a similar animation to what you see with regular Minecraft fishing. So our first 2 fish got us a magma cream and a bone fish. Interesting. I don't know what the odds are on getting a blaze rod. I'm going to assume they're not too low, given that we do have to get 2 of them. So there's our first blaze rod. Took a little while, but we do have 1 of 2. We do also have 1 magma cream, which is halfway through to this 2 magma cream quest there. So just 1 more blaze and 1 more magma cream to go. And I think that'll be most of the current fishing for this quest line taken care of. And there we go, 2 blaze rods. Perfect. We'll claim our free bone meal and our free grass. Perfect. And then here we have the EULA seed, which requires 4 stone dust, which we have, 4 blaze powder, which we can make, and then 1 Artesia seed. So the Artesia seed we can get from our myriad of normie seeds. The blaze powder we can, of course, get like so. Let's go drop those on. 4 blaze powder and 1 Artesia seed. We're then also missing the 4 stone. And 4 stone. Perfect. That gets us the EULA seed, which is an interesting name for a seed. They are quite possibly the most legal crops you can get. Of course, once you get past all the legal mumbo jumbo when planting every single one of them, that is. So if we plant one of these, I'm a little worried, chat, but if we plant one over here, please read this end user license agreement carefully before clicking the I agree button. Planting or using the crops, by clicking the I agree button, planting or using the crops, you are agreeing to be bound by the terms and conditions of this agreement. If you do not agree to the terms of this agreement, do not click the I agree button and do not use the plants or use the crops. My mod grants you a revocable, non-exclusive, non-transferable, limited license to plant, grow, and use the crops solely for your personal, non-commercial purposes, strictly in accordance with the terms of this agreement. You agree not to and will not permit others to license, sell, rent, lease, assign, distribute, transmit, host, outsource, disclose, or otherwise commercially exploit the crops or make the crops available to any third party. My mod reserves the right to modify, suspend, or discontinue temporarily or permanently any crops or any service to which it connects, with or without notice and without liability to you. This agreement shall remain in effect until terminated by you or my mod. My mod may, in its sole discretion and at any time and for any and no reason, suspend or terminate So that is the EULA seed right there. Quite the mouthful, for sure. Once we harvest it, I'm actually not quite sure what we're going to get here. We get we get legal stuff, and we get more EULA seeds, of course, which we can then, of course, go ahead and replant, and then, reread before harvesting again. Interesting. And then we can use that to either make the EULA book, players being disruptive in court, throw the book at them. We can also use it to make the Instabilis seed, I think is how it's pronounced, which I see we do need over here if we're going to get over to the Magmatic Arrow Heater, which is the final quest in this quest line here. However, chat, we're going to have to go ahead and wrap up the first stream of Volcano Block there. We made some good progress. We have a much larger farm now. We have a bunch of seeds going, as well as some that require quite a fair bit of height. We also have, of course, our crushing block here as well to crush items in the future, which I think is definitely going to be necessary given the number of dusts that I see in the coming quests. But next time, we'll come back. I think we'll probably finish the first chapter and move on into chapter 2. Start playing around with the Prodigy tech mod a little bit and seeing what that has to offer. But for now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the Volcano Block portion of today's stream there.